Hi friends. Recently I read an article which said India is ranked at 30 out of the 177 countries in the world in the number of the suicidal deaths happening around the entire world. So it was really shocking and alarming at the same time um, when I read this actually. The reason being, in a country where we have a rich tradition, where we have a good cultural background, and we are coming from the setup of joint families, even though we have now moved into nuclear families, that love and affection and support, family support of friends and relatives is still prominent in our country. So in such a case, why there are so many suicidal deaths in our country? So that's what I wanted to just analyze myself. Then it dawned on me one of the things, um, which is like which I feel is like, maybe it's a difference of opinion from many others. What I feel is the people who take this extreme step are actually not weak hearted, or they are not mentally weak enough to not to face the situation or something like that. So I believe they are really strong hearted people. So they have a lot of strength in them, mental strength in them, which pushes them to this extreme step. Because we all know, everyone knows that we are all feared of death. So there is not a person who is not feared of death. So we all run away from death, right? So there could have been many instances in our life where we might have had some near misses. So people who travel on roads or two wheelers may be easily able to relate to this. So there are scenarios where we would have near misses uh, out of a major accident or something. So imagine at that time how our heartbeat would have been and how much fear we would have been in. So during those moments, so not only the common people, like even doctors or anyone you, any name you call, everyone is feared of that moment, that is the death. So we all try to move away from that. So why there are so many hospitals or this thing? So we all try to move away from that. We want to live our life. We want to postpone that, right? Either we or our family members. We don't want to put ourselves into that direction. So we always have that fear, which pushes us away from that, right? So having said that, there are these people who want to run in that direction, where most of them try to go backwards, they run towards that. So, so which conveys they are mentally strong. They are very strong people, right? But the problem here is, what we need to understand here is that they are applying their strength, mental abilities, and strength in the wrong direction. That's not the direction they need to take, right? So that's the problem here. It's not like they are not strong people, or they are weak-hearted people, or they don't have the ability to face the world. No, that is not, that is, those are all false claims. They are very strong people. They are strongly capable people. But the problem is they have used their strength in the wrong direction. Instead of putting the first or second gear and trying to come out of the situation, they take the reverse gear and completely end everything. So that is the problem. That is where we need to tune ourselves. So So whenever we get those thoughts, suicidal thoughts or something, we need to understand few 2-3 terms here. So first thing is the difference between a setback and a failure. Okay, so most of the cases, suicidal deaths that happen, if you dig the reasons, right, what is the root cause of that, it could have been some temporary setback in their life, so which is wrongly interpreted by those people as failure. There is a big difference between setback and failure. So setback is a situation which is temporary, which everyone undergoes in their life. Some need to undergo some tough lessons and tough tests given by God or nature, and some a bit medium and easy lessons, they just navigate through that. So that's the only difference, but everyone goes through that. So setback is always temporary and you can come out of that. There is always hope to come out of it. There is always support for that, and whatever strength and abilities you have, you should apply that to come out of that setback, instead of just taking the extreme step. You use that same strength and abilities, and if you need to take help, seek help, ask for help. There are a lot of help available outside. You don't stick to that circle, or just stick to the people who are like with you or whom you know. There are a lot of people outside who can help you to come out of that setback actually. So think about these things, right? So whenever you get that thought, so think about these things. So just understand it's a setback and not a failure. So what is a failure then? Failure is something which you cannot come out of, or which is like that is the final. That's it. You are done. There is no step ahead. So for example, some asteroid has collided the earth and you are the last person alive. Yes, that's a failure. You don't have any hope further. So that's the magnitude of failure, right? So whatever you undergo in this temporary life is not a failure, it's called a setback. And God identifies some unique people to undergo these setbacks so that they get more matured and go more expertise, develop that skills to teach other people. So maybe you are one of them. So he identifies very strong people for those hardships, and maybe you are one of them. But the problem is you are using your strength, as I said before, in the wrong direction. God or nature wants you to move, or he wants you to sail out from that setback, or move out, face the setback. Step by step you come out from that and you teach the world. That's what he expects. But actually what you do, you don't accept that. First thing is you don't accept the failure, and you think this should not have happened to me, and you take the more other like extreme magnitude, which is of higher magnitude. The step you take is of a higher magnitude than the setback, and you say bye to everyone and you leave. So that is not the solution, or that is not the way you need to handle them, right? So friends, just think about these things. So that's what I wanted to convey. Maybe I am having a different opinion than some people, but this is purely my analysis, or that's what I think. So if it is useful for you, you can think about this thing, and whenever you get such thoughts in your mind, just think about whatever I have said and try to come out from that. Try to use your strength and come out from that, and try to be a winner. Don't try to be a loser. So when you take your life, you are a loser. When you come out from the situation successfully, you are portrayed as a winner. So you decide which path. I mean, it's not about you decide. So just take the right path. Right? So, and to conclude, just think about your family members before you take that extreme step. So what pain you are giving to them. So imagine the pain your parents might be undergoing. So they have given you the life. They have seen you as a baby. They have seen you as a small kid. They have seen you as a school kid. They have seen you as a college. They have seen you as an adult. Now, when they see you out of life, imagine the pain. And even after the person passes away, till their life ends, the parents or the close family members have to undergo that pain. So you are not only punishing yourself, you are punishing your family members as well, which you don't have the right to do. Okay, so just think about that. Failures are common. Be cool. Okay, first thing, when a failure strikes you, first accept that failure. Okay, yes, it's a failure. You will get some coolness. The heat will reduce a bit once you accept that. Then your mind will start working. Okay, then you will know, okay, hey, it's a setback, yeah, it's just a temporary setback. Okay, I'll try to come out from that. What to do? Whatever happened has happened. So no, next I'll try to explore this and try to come out from that. So then only you will get that thought. When you don't accept that situation, how can this happen to me? This cannot happen to me. This is just a dream, or that's it, I'm done. This should not have happened to you. How will I face the world? When you get such thoughts, these only act as catalysts to push you to that extreme step. Right? So accept the situation. So that's it. So life gives you tough lessons, but for us to get more matured, more skilled enough to live the life, so we need to face it. We need to learn from that instead of just succumbing to the situation. So that's it. That's what I wanted to talk about. So think about it. Pass it on to your friends and relatives if you feel someone might get benefited out of it. Okay. Thank you. Jai Hind.